Leela.
Leela can sit in this chair.
Yeah, that chair better be.
Better, yeah,
It's easier for her
comfortable.
to get up. When she sits in that chair.
Yeah.
Leela, this is a chair that's easier for you to get up, no?
These or these, whatever you like, with handle. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kangsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadigurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, who is the destroyer of the demons, Kangsha and Chanura, and who is the delight of the mother. And our salutations to him again and again. Om peace, peace, peace. So we are in the book, what is called Upadeshamrita. So we are written and it is written by Rupa Goswami and with the commentaries of different Vaishnava saints. So we read up to the verse number 6 last time. Well, we finished it. We are on, today we'll be on the 7th verse. So this, what we read, who can say? Can anyone say what we read? Can anyone say any word about what we read?
That's a good question. Something to do with
What?
The beginner and the middle and the top.
So we read the other time the verse that how to look upon a devotee of God. There are we laughing, see in a way, sit here or there so that it does not get blocked. Or you can sit if it is your height, it may not be that. But if you block the faces, wherever you see. Good. Now it's good. So, when you see a bhakta, you are a lover of God, he will also not there. If it blocks, it will block. You block. You will block 2-3 people. You can sit here. Here or here.
And then you block the view.
Yeah. So we read that the devotees, even if one takes the name of the Lord once upon a time, you should respect him. And the second category of devotees are there, those who are offering their repetition of the Lord's name and other things, does it. Second is, devotees situated in the material world should not be viewed with material vision. On the page I am reading 41 of this big book, but your book will be verse number 6, translation, running translation of the book. Which means, in other words, one should not consider them to be ordinary conditioned souls because they are lovers of God. They live in the household life. No? The imperfections visible in their nature, such as birth in a low caste, harshness, lethargy, and so forth, and the imperfections visible in their bodies, they not look very nice and this and that. Such features, disease, deformities are precisely like the appearance of bubbles from mud in the Ganga. That means the holy Ganga remains Ganga, purifying. Its purifying agent. It purifies everyone. If it is different forms, don't look at the form of a devotee outside, how he looks nice, sweet, or very loving, or appearance looks little harsh, rude. Don't look at that side. Love a devotee because he is calls upon God. So that is the thing. Is like the Ganga may have different forms with the water, but they are pure. So, despite such apparent pollution in the water of the Ganga, Mother Ganga retains her nature as liquefied transcendence. Similarly, the self-realized Vaishnavas always exist in the transcendental plane, and one should not attribute material defects on them. So that is the
What
chapter.
means Vaisnavas, Swamiji?
What is that?
Vaisnavas?
Snare.
Vaishnava.
Vaisnavas.
Oh, Vaishnava. Snava.
They love Krishna.
Hey, where is gone? Hey, we are invisible. Yeah, you come, please. The front is okay. Someone will come. Okay. So, snare of Maya. Don't fall into the delusion of Maya. That's it.
The Vaishnava.
Vaishnava means, after so many days reading this book, don't ask that question.
For me, the first time.
Vaishnava means the followers of Vishnu, the lovers of Vishnu, the Lord. So they are called Vaishnava. Ramakrishna's disciple, you call what you call? Ramakrishnite or something like. No? So Vaishnava's devotees are Vishnu's worshippers are called Vaishnava.
Thank you.
So now the verse number 7, we start here, and it says, that the translation, you go to page 45 and your book will be what? I do not know.
69.
69 of the small book. We have different types of book. This book will be probably 69 then. 65. 69. You got 69?
69 is this book, Swami.
Yeah, this book.
See, this book is 65. So we have various types of books. That's why we should purchase one book only. Okay. It says, Sat, Krishna Nama Charitadi Sita Upi Avidya Pittama Tapto Rashanasya Narochika Nu Kintvad. It is very difficult Sanskrit. So much Sanskrit. Vaishnavas are very pandits. So their conjoined sentence becomes big and long. And so it is difficult for those who are not much familiar with the Sanskrit. But anyhow, we'll get the meaning soon. So this what it says. Let us go to the meaning directly. On next page you go. Translation. The holy name. I'm reading first the big book. There's 3 books. What to do with? I'll read this book first. Page 45. Those whose tongue are afflicted by the jaundice of avidya. You know, jaundice is a disease, no? When it happens, you see red everywhere. Yellow.
Yellow.
Okay, yellow.
It's a liver disease.
Yes.
From blood.
Jaundice.
Swamiji, it's also in this book.
Same thing.
Oh, it says
Yes.
that.
Oh, this book also. So those whose tongues are afflicted by jaundice. I think jaundice happens in the eyes, no?
Everything gets yellow.
In the skin also, but
Yeah,
mainly
because
there.
it's a blood
Tongue.
product,
Acha.
so everything becomes yellow.
Okay. So those whose tongues are afflicted by jaundice of avidya. What is that jaundice? Here is the jaundice of avidya, means ignorance, no? Of not seeing God but seeing the world in a worldly way. So whose tongue gets like that, or in other words, those who are afflicted by ignorance, which is born of being indifferent to Sri Krishna. They don't see Krishna, God. He does not see Krishna, but see the world in its own color, diseased color. We are all diseased. That's why you don't see the right thing. Right thing is God. Vedanta will say Satchidananda Brahman. That is the only reality. Bhakta says there is only Krishna. Someone will say it is only Rama. Someone will say Shiva Maya. The whole world is Shiva, 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 Shiva. So the truth the same, but the names are different. But though we don't see those who have the jaundice disease, which makes us see something else on Krishna or on God. So, see Krishna form, in other words, those who are afflicted by ignorance, as we are, born of being indifferent to Sri Krishna. Look at billions of people in the world, how indifferent we are about God, about our eternal nature, about who we are, why we are, who is conscious about that. Even suppose we are devotees, we actually have a golden opportunity to find sometimes this question, who is here, this, that. But how much time we forget God and live in the disease of jaundice of this delusive appearance. No? So it says that indifferent to Krishna from a time without beginning. So if this type of people cannot relish the nectarian names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna, if you talk to them about God and God's glories, after 5 minutes they will be restless. As Ramakrishna's presence, you heard the story. Ramakrishna's presence, some Calcutta Babus have come. His friend, maybe a little more devoted, his jaundice is getting well, some of the friend. But the other friend who's full jaundice, so he came with him and sat in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna started, as he is talking about God, love, going to sing songs and ecstasy, samadhi. This man sitting and pushing his friend, hey, how long you will sit here?
Let's go.
The friend says, he is talking such wonderful spiritual things. Why not sit sometime? And he sat for a second or two. And again, elbowing the friend. Hey, what are you doing? How long? Then he said, okay. He got disturbed and tired. He said, okay, you sit here. I'm going to get a fresh air. So he went out of Ramakrishna's room and left Ramakrishna and the holy bhaktas and went outside to get fresh air. So see, there is no taste in the name of God or in the glories of God. When someone is talking about God, they don't relish it. Rather, it is a distaste for them. So it happens. That's why once it happened in one of our monks' life. So what happened, he said that some of the Swami, he was told him that you go, there is Swami, one great Swami, Swami Prameshananda, no? So go and visit and stay with him and serve him few days. Because that rare chance you will not get it in life, no? But he thought, no, this is my vacation. Let me go to Darjeeling to go to see the beauty of sunrise in the Darjeeling. And after 2 or 3 times hearing this rejection, the holy man said that, my child, you don't understand. Your sunrise will remain in throughout your life in Darjeeling. You can go any time to see that. But these holy people will not be available after some time. You will miss in your life. So the point is that when it is a question of taste for higher life, And if someone talks about higher life, few people are there who can really see it, accept, absorb. And there is even it is given the opportunity, people will not be able to accept it, absorb it, and stay there. That's why it will be distaste, as Ramakrishna said another way. Remember the story Ramakrishna said? There is a fisherwoman, and she was, after selling the day-to-day business, she was going home. But when she was going home at the end of the day, so she could not make it to reach her home beforehand, evening dawned. So thinking that where to go, she found one of her friend who had a garden, flower garden. So said that let me go to my friend and stay tonight. If stay tomorrow morning and then I'll walk home. So she went and stayed there, and that the lady, her friend, who has a good garden, flower garden, fragrant, full of fragrance. So she gave the one of the room, and it was a little summer like that, and cool breeze, and it's full of jasmine and other flowers smell. It is, and she was not he was not sleeping well, restlessly turning this way, that way, that way. And the host said that, "Are you in difficulty? What can I do? Why are you not sleeping?" She said, I can't sleep in this environment. It is only the fragrance of flowers, no? Can you bring my basket, the fish basket? That smell I am familiar with. I can sleep well. So the story goes that she brought the fish basket and sprinkled some little water. So the smell becomes little intense. And she got that smell. Then she started sleeping wholeheartedly. Sri Ramakrishna is very fine taste. He gave this example. The worldly minded people are like that. They cannot bear the fragrance of the sweet, loving, pure stories of the divine play of God, and or to think about that, talk about that. It does not become very pleasing to them. So they will be that person who is really dozing off when the spiritual thing is going on, you just bring an issue of excitement, some chutney. Hey, no, this man has done that. Do you know what is going on in this village? Or do you know what this political leader's character? Oh, all this and something garbage. Wow. Then excitement will come. Fish basket. So this is the point, that sometimes there are rare people. That's why it is fortune. It's fortune to have a taste for God. We are reading in our Sunday lecture that if anyone have a good fortune of a holy company, then first is Shraddha, faith and trust in God and oneself and in God. That's the fundamental. With this foundation, if one moves, then his or her tendency will be to have holy company. To be a holy company, they will run for the holy company. As you people are coming from driving such a long distance, it is your own innate quality. That is the mileage, running for this mileage and going for this simply to hear these few words like that. What is this? You have so many other, but you have grown a taste. That is the thing. But when the people with worldly disease of worldliness and ignorance will not find any taste for these things. So it's said that they cannot release the nectarian name of the Lord. You describe the beautiful form of Krishna, form, the qualities. He is the embodiment of all peace, joy, and he is the source of all purity and all this. It will not be pleasing to them. And if you talk about the pastimes of Krishna or Rama or your Ramakrishna or Christ, whatever you say, about the glorious life, pure life, thinking of which mind becomes pure. Huh? We cannot meditate on God. But if you think of the holy pastime of the Lord when he was born, no? That immediately removes much of our darkness and ignorance. So it says that they will be, the ordinary people will not be able to release that. And then they will reject. So, which is compared to the sweetest sugar candy, this, the names of God, the glories of God, the thinking of God in different ways, in its saguna form, in its nirguna form, all these is really tasting like a sugar candy. You can taste it on the right side of your tongue. It looks madhuram. On the left side, madhuram. That's why Krishna's chant is there. Madhura adhipate, madhuram madhuram, madhuram madharam. His lips are madhur, madhuram chalanam. His walking is so beautiful to a devotee. And for a non-devotee, it is useless. So this is the point, that this is called the God's name is like sweet candy. God's glories, if you listen, your heart gets sweetened, joyful, peaceful. It brings solace in the burning heart of the world and worldliness. So instead, these attributes taste bitter to them. And those who don't love God, it is a bitter, it is a pain for them to remain in that, like the fish basket, like the fragrance, story of the fragrance of the flowers, that is becoming bitter. Bitter to whom? That person who is familiar with the fish smell. Meaning, that means a taste is to be changed. That's why in the changes in the Vaishnava Bhakti said, with the sadhu sangha, you will create a taste of spiritual life. You will be, because a sadhu thinks of God, looking at his life, we will be interested to practice those things. That's why ruchi, we call ruchi means taste. Taste, our taste, as I give the example, taste, we all love fried things sometime or other, even now, because it tastes good. That's a ruchi, taste. But when we understand it is not good, then we try to change our food habit. We turn towards what is not for taste, but a new taste for healthy food. So spiritual food, we feel the taste of spiritual food. So it says otherwise it's a bitter taste. Say, Swami Brahmananda said, in the early days of your life, when you go to your mantra and when you try to practice, sometimes it becomes very tasteless. Getting up in the early morning, who likes to do that? Huh? After whole day's work, when you go to bed and you have to go up in the morning and go to run for work, and you will have to do your prayer and meditation. It is, though we like, but body does not allow. And all we feel little, not so much interested. But if you fall in love with God after some time, you cannot do without that. You can forego so many other things, but you cannot forego that. So it is a taste changes. So this, in the others are in there, these things will be appearing to them as bitter in their taste. But if with great faith on regularly taking this sugar candy of chanting, sugar candy of what? One is Name Ruchi. You have a taste in the repeating the name of Lord. You like or dislike, go on repeating the name. This is Durga Puja time coming. Suppose you are encouraging everyone to perform Durga Puja, no? By themselves. So when you do really feel, you can feel, no one needs to tell you. You do thousands of japa, see how you feel. You yourself feel how you feel joy, how you feel peace, how you feel protected. So that sugar candy is like chanting the name of God, hearing the transcendental names. When Sankirtan is going on, someone is out loud singing the glories of God, or think of the divine name of God. Hare Krishna, they say, Rama, 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 Rama. Say, whatever may be your mantra, you repeat that. The divine form, you see the divine form. We see many forms. Every form creates one type of impression in our mind. You look at the Holy Mother's face, as if the purity of the whole world is present there in the face. You look at that, your mind becomes purified by that way. So the form, and think of the qualities, their quality of divine ecstasy, their quality of love for others, their quality of dedication for others. If you think like that, your mind will be pure. So these are the sugar candy for a devotee. That taste will come gradually. And thinking of his pastime, we say, think of the lila. Pastime means lila. We also say that in your meditation is not becoming very enjoyable. Okay, do one thing. Sit and take your mind to the holy land of Vrindavan. Feel that Sri Krishna was standing there, moving here, he's playing here, he's doing like that. Huh? So you live in America, matters little. But you can go back to Jairambati, where mother was born. Go to where? Sri Ramakrishna. The small boy, Gadadhar, is going to school in the Patsala, in the village school. And he says, I don't want to learn what is called. He only learned addition in arithmetic. When his teacher taught subtraction, I don't know, my brain is not getting it. And he gave up. Because he has come to unite. It's just simple one thing you can think. Just a boy, Godai, sitting in a village environment under a hut. And the teacher is with some village boys of his time. Just place yourself in that. This is a divine pastime. Leela. Meditation is impossible. This is possible. You think that you have gone with Sri Ramakrishna. You are also like of his age. Suppose you think that he is playing in the mango grove. In the Kamarpukur, there is a mango grove. And this in that mango grove, mangoes are hanging. And the boys are playing there. And Sri Ramakrishna is, as a child, he went there and he's hanging on some branch and swinging and playing like that. Innocent play. Think of Sri Ramakrishna in the Dakshineshwar. These are the pastimes. How he's going to Calcutta, how he's coming back, meeting the devotees, giving some sermon. Sometimes he's singing, sometimes he's listening to other songs, sometimes he's in deep ecstasy, sometimes he's cutting jokes, sometimes so these are called divine pastime. So we can easily make our mind go around with him. As much as we go around with these divine things, our mind, every moment you touch God in any way, it is like what you call philosopher's stone. Every touch makes you gold. Inner touch. So this is, the devotees should practice this. Which the others will not relish, but the devotees should learn to relish it. And more their taste will come for God. And that taste will change their whole character. And then they will be established in absolute peace. So it says that the chanting, the hearing of the one regularly takes this sugar candy. What is the sugar candy? We have to take that sugar candy now. By chanting the name of God, hearing the transcendental name and form and quality and pastime of the Lord, it gradually becomes relishable to him, and it destroys at the root the disease. The disease is the jaundice. What is the jaundice? Jaundice of ignorance. So the disease of ignorance will go away. This is the process to do. It will not just go away without practice. Sadhana. Very important. Ramakrishna emphasizes on this sadhana again and again. Mere talking will not do. Practice, practice, practice. So how to practice? Find a taste in the name of God. Though you don't like it, though you don't feel that I have done enough, I have done yesterday, what is that? No. First you do taste. Swami Brahmananda says, towards the beginning, spiritual practices are like the distasteful medicine. Nowadays everything is capsulated. So you don't have to feel the bitterness of the medicine, no? But in the early days, the bitter thing will go to your tongue. You'll have to swallow it. If you don't like, they'll force you and put you in your mouth so that it works in your body. So though it may look bitter at the beginning, but at the end, it leads to the liberation. Even Bhagavad Gita said, Jattadagre Vishamiva. That which at the beginning appears to be distasteful or like poison or like bitter, Pariname Amritopama, but at the end leads you to eternal life. That is called the Sukham. That is the happiness. Sattvika Sukha. We should crave for that type of happiness. Happiness is three types. Indulging into something which is immediately gives pleasure to us in our tongue, in our sight, in our ears, in our skin. That is okay. But that is instant. And it goes away, it evaporates in a split second. Therefore, not that, but that which gives you sustained joy, eternal joy, blissful. One day's good meditation, one day's good prayer, one day's little prayer when you are praying and tears come down in your cheeks. One drop comes out. You see the peace which comes in life. So the taste will come then. So these are the things to be followed. And when we do that, we understand that the worldliness is gradually wiping out from our mind. So the jaundice of avidya or indifference, what is jaundice here? They have explained it very clearly. What is this disease? What disease we are suffering from? We have no love for you, O Lord. That's why Chaitanya's prayer, that I have generated no love for you. Na anuraga. I have no anuraga in your holy name, in your holy divine form. I don't find delight in speaking about you. See, if you see the good sadhus, when they speak about God, their face will flash with joy, as it were. As any other worldly person will be happy with something of their favorite subject being spoken or expressing. No. So this will be their taste, and we should have to practice that. That then the jaundice of avidya or indifference to the God, they call Krishna. In other words, he becomes spontaneously attached to Sri Krishna. Isn't that a beautiful verse? So to think that we are diseased, we want to get cure of the disease. Shankaracharya, it's a bhakti book, and Shankaracharya says the same thing in the Viveka Chudamani. He says that a student who is really disturbed in the sufferings of this life, sangsara davan alatapotaptam, he is just scorching in the flame of world and worldliness, of suffering and pain and disease and death and bereavement. No? A student of like that, then he will try to find where is the soothing effect. Where can I go to soothe myself? And then he will come to a holy person. That will force him to go to a holy person. When we are in distress, we go to a holy person. Every one of us, whether we believe in God or non-believers, atheist, will go to God or some divine power. You call it God, You call it any supernatural, miraculous place, whatever name you give, they go to the higher power. So that's an option. That's an opportunity. That is the turning point of life comes. So he says, Sangsharadavanalotapataptam dodhuyamanam duradishtabhati. Their life is shattered by ill fate of the past, ill karma, bad karma of the past. Duradishtabhati. And then we'll approach to a Shantang Mahantam. He will approach a holy person who is full of peace, who is a great soul. And appearing before him with bowed down, he say, "Oh Lord, please help me. I am tormented by the life's sufferings and pain. Please show me the way to get out of it." And then that holy person, being compassionate to him, will be giving, first he will give Abhaya, fearlessness. Ma Vishta Vidwan, my child, don't get afraid. Don't fear. Ma Vishta Vidwan, Tavanastya Payo. Don't think you are drowned. There is no drowning. Samsara Sindhu, Tarane Asti Upaya. This is the world of, ocean of world and worldliness. Yes? You are drowning? No, no, no. There is no drowning for you. There is a way to get out of it. Jata, following that path. People in the previous past, they have moved in that direction. And I know that path. I will tell you, come with me. That comes in our life. God's grace we call Guru's grace, holy people's grace comes upon that. So when this is a condition, our then questioning comes. That's why it is also said, when you get suffering, is not always suffering bad. Though we don't want it and we don't expect for anyone to suffer, but still, suffering is our greatest teachers. Suffering gives us eye-opening experience. I was deluded. I was just running my life in a very most ordinary way of living. And this we call it a waking call, no? It brings a waking call for a spiritual seeker. So this delayed disease we have to cure. So Bhakti school says, create a test for in the test in the name of God, his holy name, holy form, holy pastime, holy words when is spoken about the divine play of the Lord or his glories. So this is a test we have to inculcate more and more and more till we get absorbed into it. And that will give the ultimate happiness. So the translation of this is we have read. And now you see Upadesha Praksika Tika. Tika means another explanation given. It is a little explanation of what we have read now. He says, when sadhakas are still affected by the obstacles that impede progress in devotional life, anartha, that is, we face challenges of our life. We want to love God. You will find that how many obstacles come. Your mind does not get absorbed. Someday you sat for meditation. Your mind is going to be absorbed. You like sitting, and that time will come a phone call. And that time someone will call. That time, I am to go to office. That time, that's See, this is the obstacles. So these obstacles, they are affected by the obstacles, and that obstacle impede the progress in our devotional life. Their minds are restless and disturbed. That is another point. Always mind does not allow us. When I want to come down, it will create some other thought, bring some other situation. Suddenly it will pop up in my mind and make me run in that thought. For this reason, it is not easy for them to develop a taste for Bhagavan's name and so forth. Why we don't find so much taste in the name of God? Because mind is finding joy in some other thing. So this is the point. It is said that when the mind becomes pure, mind will run for God and God only. There is no way out. It will be. But why it does not go? Because we have inkling for other things of the mundane world. I love this, I love that. This is my duty, that is my duty. But we forget our major duty to know what? God, to know who we are. When we will be ending our life, we do not know when. Then what will go with our all this attachment, all these duties, all these world transforming things? I will do that, I will do that, I am this, I am that, I am that. Where? What is that? What is this? So that is the question. So these minds become restless and disturbed with these things. For this reason, it is not easy for them to develop a taste for the name of the Lord. Still, they should not relent even a little in that determination to continue performing the Nama Bhajana. You should not give up. The Nama Bhajana means chanting the name of God. Now, whether you get it, whether you reach it, whether you fail it, matters little. Do go on repeating the name. Sometimes it may be meaningless. Sometimes your enemy is mechanical. Let it be mechanical. What is there in it? That's why Vaishnavas, they take this vow with the beads and rosary. You will find them. There are sometimes it may be criticized. What is this? No mind there and only repeating the, counting the beads, rolling down, rolling down. What does it mean? Much better than me. What do I do? He's attempting to at least rosary with that name. With that attempt, he is failing. And what nonsense we are not practicing that, we are criticizing them. We think we are greater because I can criticize him. You do that and fail, then come, then talk. You have no capacity to practice that. That strength you have not. So this is very important point. When with this disease to go away, one should repeat, have a firm determination to continue performing Nama Bhajana. Nama Bhajana, repeating the holy name. Continue, continue, continue. Holy Mother said, repeat the name of Mother. Ramakrishna said, in this Kali Yuga, only disease to cure the worldly disease is to take the name of God. You cannot do austerity as is done in the past by holy people. You cannot go to high Himalayas and stay one day without food, without good air condition or heater and cooler. 2 days will take you down, come down, how, and then come back. So this rather repeat. You may be wherever, repeat the name of Lord. You fail, okay, what is there in it? Now do, now what are you doing now? Mentally repeat the name. So that is to be emphasized. Being indifferent to the Lord. I am repeating the word Lord in the place of Krishna. Krishna also you can think, but generalize so that you don't feel we are reading a very, what you call, Vaishnava book. No. Your name, whatever you do, you repeat the name. Being indifferent to the Lord's name since beginningless time, that is called the avidya, ignorance. And Vedanta will say, forgetful about your divine nature, that is called avidya. Isn't that? What is the difference? Being forgetful about the name of God, this book is saying it is called avidya or ignorance. And Vedanta says, forgetful of being who you are, that is ignorance. What is the difference? Who we are divine. We are God by our divine nature. No. So you forgot that. So that is your ignorance. So don't get deluded by the language. Take the essential meaning. People can go on fighting, and Vaishnava and Vedanta will go on fighting. Hey, what do you say? This is wrong. My explanation is right. But we are here to reconcile this. That is the beauty of Ramakrishna. That's why Vedanta helps us to not to find these differences, rather find joy that everyone is talking about the same thing in different language. So being indifferent to Lord, to the name of the Lord or to God, since beginningless of time. That's why avidya definition, what is avidya? Avidya means ignorance. When did it start? It says anadi. Avidya, when the Maya started, ignorance started. Vedanta says it's beginningless. There is no beginning. Huh? So, avidya, when did we forget God? Which year? Look at our life. Which year we forgot? We forgot, I do not know. When being born, we forgot. From the childhood days, we forgot. Maybe in other life, in other life, in other life. I do not know how many life. When did we forget? That's why we do not know. That's why I call unknown, anadi. Same. When I am fallen into this duality, forgetting my divine nature of oneness and unity, I do not know when. Timeless. So beginningless time we forgot God. In this verse, such avidya is compared to the disease of jaundice. When one is afflicted with the disease, one's tongue's sense of taste is warped. Although Sri Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes are like the sweetest sugar candy, a person afflicted by ignorance does not find them tasteful. By regular consumption of sugar candy, a person's jaundice is gradually mitigated, and the candy also begins to become tasteful to him. Similarly, by daily cultivating in a regulated manner, see, you are a sincere spiritual speaker, all scripture says the same thing. Huh? I did morning 10 minutes meditation, and now I am doing for 20 years, nothing happening. Don't say that. 20 years multiplied by 10 minutes. Every day mine multiplied 365 days versus 365 days multiplied by so many years and so many minutes. How much is that? Proportionately nothing. So we should be engaged all the time. One day, Swami Vivekananda, young Naren, was singing a song before Ramakrishna. He was singing the song, "Oh my mind, repeat the name of the Lord all the time." Sri Ramakrishna jokingly said, "Why are you telling lies? Why not say in the morning and evening?" So Sri Ramakrishna is hit the point in the right way. That yes, you are singing. Oh, let me repeat your name day and night. Are it day and night? Why? What are you saying and what are you doing? Why not say the morning? And many people even do not get chance to do morning and evening. They say, I cannot get. Why you cannot do that? Let your mind repeat the mantra. Oh, you cannot see it? That's a different thing. If because of some other situation you cannot do. But who has stopped you repeating the name of the Lord mentally? So force yourself. Do yourself that way. That will cure the disease of this worldliness or forgetting God, forgetfulness about God. Similarly, by daily cultivating in regulated manner the limbs of bhakti, headed by performing kirtana, names and hearing narrations of his pastimes, a sadhaka's anartha means which are obstacles, beginning with the tendency to commit offenses, are eradicated, and natural love for Sri Nam and Harikatha awakens within time. Even Vedanta says, what it says? Ashukte, abrite, kalang nait, Vedanta chintaya. How we have to live as a Vedanta student. Ashukte. You wake up until you supti means sleep. You doze off. Sleeping, waking to doze off. Not one day. Today, tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. Every day. Kalang amrite. Then this body goes to the cremation ground. Kalang nayat, your time should be spent Vedanta Chintaya. I am Atman, I am pure, I am stainless. Go on, hammer, repeat. This is Vedanta mantra. I am that, I am that, I am that, I am not this, I am not this. Huh? You like, get this book and you apply that. And you say in a bhakti school, your Ishta mantra. Go on, repeat, 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 repeat. Which way you want to do? Do and don't escape. That's the point. The genuine spiritual tradition always will force you to the same direction. That if there is bhakti or jnana matters little. Your subject is aham brahmasmi, their subject is I am dasosmi. I am your servant, I am your servant. Oh Lord, you are everything. You are my heart, you are my soul, you are everything. Guide me, hold me, my hand. So that will be the constant approach of connecting with the divine. So not one day, not 2 days, not momentary, but repeat continuously in the name and listen to the holy glories. You are Vedanta student, go to Vedanta lectures day and night. Your bhakti, go, repeat where your bhakti will be enhanced. Go do that. You're a dhani, go. That's why people are running for this retreat, that retreat for 24 hours or 2 days, 3 days. People are running, they have the craving for that meditation. But that you have to be realistic also. You cannot meditate whole day. That is not possible. And it is then how will you eat, how will you survive? So make a balance there, but think of God and repeat the name holiness. Now another explanation is also given. Pijusha Borshini. Pijusha means nectar, drizzling of the nectar. And that type of explanation is one have given his own explanation as that Pijusha Borshini. Anyhow, what is that? In the third verse of the Upanishad, this book, qualities and activities that nourish bhakti were given. In addition to those qualities and activities, this verse describes the procedure for the cultivation of chanting the name of the Lord and so forth with sambandha jnana. Anyhow, the tongue afflicted with the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot narrate the Lord's names, pastimes, or chants his name, but regularly taking the sugar candy of hearing. Hey, sugar candy of what? Of hearing and chanting. Rupa, seeing. That means he's talking about see, we have 5 senses, no? So utilize all your 5 senses and click with God. Your ears are there. Listen. Harikatha, the Lord's name, the Lord's glories. Your tongue is given, repeat the tongue, let it repeat the God's name. Your eyes are given, look through these eyes, the beautiful divine form of the Lord. So in every nose is given, you feel the fragrance of his divine, fragrance of his body, or whatever, prasad, whatever you think. Like let your 5 senses be engaged in connecting with God. But let ordinary people like us, what happens? All the sense organs are distracting us from God. When something comes, it takes away my mind in that direction. But advice is use your all the 5 senses: Rupa, Nama, Guna, and Lila. Rupa is the form, name is the Nam is the name, Guna is the quality, Lila is the divine sport. Keep your mind engaged in this way. With a great respect, is capable, this practice is capable of eradicating the disease of ignorance. Each and every jiva, individual, like a minute conscious particle with a ray of complete consciousness of Krishna San, we call Atma San, we call the Brahma San, no? The same. Is by nature an eternal servant of the Lord. When the jiva forgets this fact, he is seized by the disease of ignorance. Due to this, he is devoid of the taste for devotional activities. He is devoid of the taste. Taste means I don't like it. I like other things to do, but I feel no attraction for performing the devotional practices. Hate by the chanting of the Krishna's name, but by taking good association and by the resultant mercy received from the sadhus, guru, And Vaishnava. Who is Vaishnava?
The name.
Devotees of Vishnu. Vaishnava means a man or a woman who is a lover of Krishna. That is called Vishnu, Vaishnava. Devotees. So by taking good association, how will you improve our character? You have to change your association. Satsanga, holy company. Huh? See, if you don't get avoid bad sangha, then come to satsanga, holy company. If satsanga is not available, you didn't go to your own seclusion and think of God yourself. Nishanga. Satsangate nishangatam. Nisangata, when really you can live with God alone, nirmohattam, you will be free from delusion. Nirmohatte ki nishchaya tattam, your tatta, your truth, certain. You be convinced in yourself, God is there. I feel him. I lived with him. Nishchayata. And nishchayata, jivan mukti. In your nishchaya, when you become established in that, then you are liberated in this life. So this is the same this is Vedantic way of thinking. This is Bhakti way of thinking. I'm trying always to match these two things so that Vedanta devotees don't feel we are reading something different and their path is different, our path is different. Or Bhaktas will think, oh, our path is right and Jnani's path is wrong. So we have to blame them. When the jiva forgets this fact, that's why he is seized with ignorance. Due to this, he is devoid of the taste of devotional activities, which is headed by chanting the Lord's name. But by taking good association and by the resultant mercy, you have to receive the mercy of the holy people, the sadhus, gurus, and Vaishnavas. One becomes capable of remembering the Krishna's name. Because seeing them, you feel inspired to take the name. Someone is doing something. If you are a lover of God, if you see in the temple, someone is very absorbed in meditation. Looking at that, you feel excited. Oh, let me go and sit sometime. No? So, if we see the opposite way, then our mind goes, okay, let us go for dancing and singing like that. So, when we come in the Kirtan days, suppose, when the Kirtan goes in the temple, Saturday, once a month, many of you have observed, when you come into that, someone is really absorbed and everyone is singing in the same tune. You enter into that atmosphere. What your mind tells? Let us chatter, chatter, chatter. No. Let me sit. Let me sing with them. No? So this is the association, benefit of our holy association. So they are talking about this holy association. Gradually obtains realization of the eternal self. Yeah. They are saying eternal self. Why, Baba, eternal self? You say Krishna. They also make a mistake, Vedanta. Vedanta comes out of them. See the word? He gradually obtains realization of his eternal self. Eternal self is a Vedanta language or Bhakti language? Huh?
Vedanta.
And we are reading a Bhakti book written by Bhaktas. So the truth comes out. No? You may think that you will not say the truth, but the truth will come out of your mouth. As realization of his eternal nature. Hey, who eternal nature? What is that language? Whose language? Bhakti, Nagana.
Yeah.
So we are reading Bhakti book, written by Bhakta, greatest Bhakta. So, no difference. My point is that no difference. Krishna Nam gradually expands. Eternal nature, our eternal nature, devotee nature, gradually expands and expands. And his taste for devotional activities like chanting the name increases accordingly. Day by day, your number of repetition will increase. Thinking about God will increase. Simultaneously, his ignorance. As much as you think of God, so much as the ignorance are dispelled. As the light approaches, see early morning, look at the sunrise. Gradually, the sun is not visible. Even half an hour before, a little crimson color is coming on the eastern horizon. You can go to the ocean and you can see these changes, no? Say, and gradually you see, the more and more the darkness is dispelled, no? And then the sun comes up, it is gone. So our ignorance, this problem of life will be solved with the shining light of the knowledge of God. So step by step, this is the basis for comparison of a sugar candy. The tongue of one afflicted with jaundice will not find sugar candy tasteful, but by taking his candy regularly, his jaundice is gradually cured and the sugar candy will begin to become tasteful too for him. Therefore, with enthusiasm, that is the point. Conclusion is that, therefore, with enthusiasm, with firm faith and patience, three things. One should always continue to hear and chant the names of the Lord, name of the Lord, form of the Lord, qualities of God, and pastime. So one should engage day and night with this. Okay, only another explanation, and then we'll be finished with this verse. Sri Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes are compared to sugar candy. You have heard sugar candy many times. So now let us go to the next. So does not appeal towards the jiva and engulfed by ignorance. So due to his indifference to Krishna, which has no beginning in time. Now, if however one continuously takes the medicine of the sugar candy of the Lord's name, form, four things: names, forms, qualities, and pastimes. With great honor and faith, the sweet taste of Sri Krishna's name will gradually increase, and the disease of material enjoyment. What is the disease? Or distracting. Mind is distracted. This which draws our mind in different direction. That disease, that is the disease. That material which is rooted in the desire to be aloof from Krishna. Aloof from God. Why? Because mind attraction is rooted in some other things. My mind is focused there. That will be uprooted and this will turn this way. Will be dissipated. In the Padma Purana, it is confirmed in the Padma Purana, there are 18 Puranas, different loads of stories, where the philosophy of Vedanta has been given in some poetic language of stories and forms like that. It is confirmed that the principal effect of the holy name will not be immediately experienced when taken by those who are materially engrossed. What it says, a person may not feel the name, effect of the name immediately. That's why. So he is quoting from the Padma Purana, whose meaning is that on the next page, 48. O Brahmana, if the Lord's holy name is cast among the atheists who are lustful towards the body, material possessions, and family members, it will not quickly produce the fruit of love for him. Immediately, it happens, no? Suppose you are severely affected by some disease. You take one dose of medicine and it will go away. I don't know. There is some magical medicine. It takes long time to work on that. And after continuous medicine, it removes the obstacles and then you get back to your health. So in spiritual life, we'll regain our health in spiritual life by practicing holy name, practicing meditation in the name, divine form, looking at the divine form, hearing his glories, chanting his name, and living in his pastime, spending the time instead of negative thinking against the thought of useless thinking, to engage the mind in positive thinking. Read something which you can ruminate over, and that rumination will be about God, about divine, about purposeful thing to eradicate the ignorance. Due to influence of ignorance, the jiva thinks highly of his material body, family members, and material attachments. He mistakenly considers the illusory energy, which is active only where there is an absence of awareness of the Lord, as the supreme controlling entity, Bhagavan. This is unable to understand his true spiritual identity. Thus, he is unable to understand truly his spiritual identity. That's why our identity with God, we forgot that. Our identity with the world has become predominant. So we have to shift our identity. Spiritual life is what?
Transformation.
Transformation. And what is that? You can say in another language, identity, transformation of identity. We are living in identity crisis always. What is my identity? This is my identity. I am this. I am weak. I am angry. I am happy. I am unhappy. I am excited. I am depressed. This identification. And I'm holding on to that. Get out of that hold. Let thy hold go, thy hold. Sannyas in bold. Say, Om Tat Sat Om. Let the go hold which you are holding. We are holding not on God. We could have held at the feet of the God at that intensity, but we are holding on our identity. Yes, in this identity I have to do something. Do. Release the identity and hold on to feet of God. Yeah, for you I did it. So all duties can be done perfectly, but not to hold on to the identity. So really we are living in this age with identity crisis. Who I am. What is my idea? What is my duty? Our duty is to realize God. Other duties are subsidiary or helpful for that achieving that goal. If you think that you are given in your office certain work, it is God has given you the work. That has been given. But it is God has given. Hold on to God after finishing your work. Who has said that day and night think of work? That you become workaholic and you destroy your health, destroy your all energy and get frustrated. But you can enjoy much more doing intensely and let go. Good comes good, bad comes bad. I am done. Hold on to feet of the God. So thus he is unable to understand his true spiritual identity. But the power of Lord's name, the false egoism arising from the jiva's ignorance, our own ignorance, is dispelled like a fog. Fog goes away. Where does it go? Where did it come from? It came from the sun created the fog. And sun destroys the fog. So love for God will destroy the fog. And at that time, the jiva acquires a taste for performing Krishna bhajana. Then the taste will come and the devotee will run to find some time for meditation and practice. Or to be when I can think of God more and more. That will come. Thank you. Now we ended the verse number. We are ended the verse number 7. We hope to start the verse number 8 next time. But I will be off for 2 Tuesdays, next Tuesday and the Tuesday next. So I have asked Mahajogananda. He will give me the class. Maybe this or any other thing if he chooses. So anyhow, this class will continue. So please attend. Thank you. Jai Ma. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. Jai Ma.